The American Brothers black oil catch can that we have here today will be a great choice for the 2015 through 2023 Charger Hellcat owners out there looking to help keep their blowers a little bit cleaner while adding some customization at the same time. Now, this made in the USA kit will feature a billet aluminum canister along with the gloss black paint job and is topped off with the officially licensed Hellcat SRT logo, all for right around that low $300 price point. All right, so why would you need something like this? Well, in short, your Hemi has what is called a PCV system, which is short for positive crankcase ventilation. Now, the purpose of this system is to help regulate and remove fumes and gases produced during combustion from the engine crankcase and to help alleviate crankcase pressure, which could otherwise lead to things like oil leaks or seal damage. Now, these pressures are only increased in a forced induction application, such as the supercharged Hellcat. Now, because the government over time did mandate stricter emissions laws, the PCV system has to be sealed using vacuum from the intake side to help draw these vapors and these fumes out and then ultimately plumb them back into the intake tract to be burned off during the next combustion cycle. However, those oily vapors and fumes have been known to coat the intake and intake manifold, or in this case, your supercharger, along with leaving residues and deposits on the backside of your intake valves. Now, that's where the American Brothers catch can comes into play. Now, this guy is going to use a combination of stainless steel mesh and aluminum honeycomb to help filter out those vapors, allowing fresh, clean air to pass through the catch can, where that filter is going to collect and isolate all that oily junk that would otherwise cling to your intake, or again, in this case, your supercharger. Now, as far as your construction is concerned, well, you are looking at a made in the USA billet aluminum canister that has been finished off in a shiny gloss black paint job. And then finally, the big appeal here with this particular kit will be the officially licensed SRT Hellcat logo engraved on top. Now, this is one of a few different designs available from the gang at American Brothers Designs that you can find here at AM. So if you stumbled across this video, you like the product but don't have a Hellcat, well, you can certainly find some other options here for your Mopar instead. Last but not least, guys, this kit does include all of the necessary hoses, fittings, bracket, all that other good stuff needed for a very easy install. Moving into price point, guys, and the American Brothers option here will land right around $300, give or take, which does put this into the more premium category, if you will, when comparing this to other options for your Hellcat from companies like Corsa or J&L. Now, keep in mind, the American Brothers option is made in the USA and currently is the only option on the site to boast that officially licensed SRT Hellcat logo on top. So if that kind of stuff is important to you, you like that extra customization, this is certainly a great choice. All right, switching gears, let's get into the install. And again, this is a pretty much plug and play job for the most part, guys. So expect a very simple, very straightforward installation. 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter is what the site's going with. About an hour to get everything in place from start to finish. Now, to give you a better idea of just how this one might go down at home, here's an AM customer to walk you through it.
All right, guys, so the tools I'm using for this install is a ratchet with the extension and a 15mm socket to take off the stud. And then I'm going to be using just a hex key to screw in the 10mm Allen cap bolt that it came with. You guys could use a 10, I think this size is an 8mm Allen cap tool to screw it in. And then also the original vacuum hose we're going to be using the original fittings from that. So you might want a lighter just to make it easier to take that off as well. Okay, we're going to be installing this oil catch can on a 2016 Dodge Charger Hellcat from AmericanMuscle.com. Alright, so the first step is you want to take off the cover. So you should just lift straight up off and it should come off pretty easy. It's a little dirty, so don't mind it. Okay, so once you get right here, you're going to want to just push a little button that's on the side right here. Once you push that button, you should be able to just slide it off. And just be careful because it's a little hot. It should slide right off like that. And you're gonna want to rotate it. And then right here, zoom in. Right here on this little clip right there, you're gonna want to just push left. And it should just pop right off. Like that. Okay, so now once you have the vacuum hose off, there's this bolt right here. It should be a 15 millimeter, so you're gonna want to go ahead and take this stud off right before you put the catch can on. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like, guys, when you're taking the bolt off. You're gonna have to move this hose a little bit forward just to get enough space under there. But I mean, you can always just use a wrench as well. But I think this is just easier. Alright guys, so this is what the bolt looks like when you take it off. Here's where it came from, right there. So now we're almost ready to put the oil catch can on, but now we're gonna use these hose fittings from the original vacuum hose, and we're gonna use these for the new hoses for the oil catch can. Alright guys, so we got the original hose fittings from the original vacuum hose. So you guys are gonna want to use these with the new hoses that they give you. Just a little pro tip: if you heat up the ends, it really helps taking these off. So the next step right now is just to add the oil catch can itself. So you're gonna want to use the bolt that they gave you with the washer, put it into the bottom end, and you're gonna want to kind of just angle it in there. Use your finger, twist it and get it good. Alright guys, and then I'll come back when I got this on. Alright guys, we got the oil catch can screwed on. So the next step is gonna be to put the hoses on themselves. So the longer hose will go from the black fitting piece from the original hose right there to right here. And then the other hose, this one, will go from that little metal piece that you see right there between the wires. It'll go right there, up around into this one. So that's why this one I'm gonna have to cut shorter off camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Alright guys, so I got the hoses all set up. This is the way I set up the hoses. I mean, you could set them up however you really want to. If anyone has a better way, let me know. So like I said earlier, the original black piece from the original vacuum hose, that'll go from the crankcase up into here. And then this one back here, the shorter hose, will go into right here, the little white piece right there that you see, into the intake manifold. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just have to put the cover back on. I could do that right now. Just snaps on nice and good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. How it looks, guys. All right, thanks.
So guys, wrapping everything up here, the American Brothers catch can setup will be a great way to keep your supercharged Hemi a little bit cleaner in the long run. And you can check yours out right here at AmericanMuscle.com.